All right. So welcome everybody to August 2nd. Of course, you're here with me, Dr. Sharon, and the amazing coaching couple, Walt and Paige Kaminsky. And we just had an unbelievable 4 or 5 days together. And I, because of my voice, I'm going to turn it right over to Walt to get us started tonight.
Hey, well, good evening, everybody. I think this is week 5. Just going to give you a quick recap of, where we're at with our journey. This is week 5 of our launch to a self-care plan, helping everyone to get through the summer and think about a self-care plan to a healthier lifestyle. And just want to kind of recap last week for those who saw it. My beautiful wife, Paige, was live with us, as was our coaching mentor, David Bush, live from Iowa. We were out there with a retreat for, our coaching team at large, and got to spend time with so many wonderful and like-minded people. And, team, I thought we'd just kind of spend some time talking about some of the things that we enjoyed most by that retreat in lovely Pella, Iowa. And you guys have any special memories that you kind of brought back from that experience?
Go ahead, Paige.
So for me, my biggest takeaway was it was all about community there, and it was our community of coaches. And we've Zoomed together, we've talked to each other. I met some of them when I was in Dallas, but getting to meet everybody as a whole, and I'm sure there's even more that I haven't met yet, but like this core group of David's team that we all got together, it was really cool. On Thursday, we went and we climbed a tower, and it was 177 steps. For the people on the East Coast, have you ever done the Cape May Lighthouse? It's the same thing, but it's on the outside of this tower, going all the way up. And there's storms rolling in. And the whole idea behind it is we had people in that group that were on varying fitness levels, varying levels in their own journey of health. And as we're climbing up these steps, single file, if somebody had to stop and catch their breath, the people behind them were encouraging them and pushing them to get to the top. And we're pushing past them so that they could get up there faster. We were helping each other get to the top of this, to get to the summit. We're climbing our mountain, right? Metaphor there. And this big observation deck where we all stood up and took a group picture, and we're taking selfies around. It was the largest body of water in Iowa. Really kind of cool. Getting up there and doing that to kick off our retreat together. And then ending it with a bonfire where we were encouraged to write down the one thing or the multiple things that could be holding us back from reaching our goals, whether that be health-wise, mentally, financially, whatever is holding us back and is our ick, as we like to call it, writing it down on that piece of paper. And some people shared their ick. Some people aren't 100% comfortable sharing their ick, but wrote that ick down and threw it in that fire, and you let it go by letting it burn. So the beginning and the ends were, and there was lots of stuff that happened in the middle. Overcoming my fear of public speaking, getting up there and talking in front of all those people. I don't know if I taught anybody anything, but I sure made a lot of people laugh. So if nothing else, there was some comic relief going on there between me and my bestie there, Nicole. We had a lot of fun up there on stage together. So they were the things that were the most memorable things for me. Of course, spending time with Walt and sleeping in a dorm room. That brought back memories.
Go ahead. What happens in the dorm room stays in the dorm room.
You can't make me laugh or I might not be able to breathe. Paige,
Sharon, what about you?
That was beautiful, Paige. And I mean, I'm going to echo that. There are too many things, but I guess since you heard the beginning and the end, I'll describe that middle. For those of you who know me, I'm a crier. I've always been a crier. And I got up there to talk about some things and do some training, and I cried. And guess what? It was okay, because I was in a group of supportive people. I laughed. Everybody else laughed. And so community, absolutely number one, and being real and authentic. And this is who we are. And getting up early, and Paige saying, we're going to go for a walk in the morning. It is hot as the dickens out there, but we are going to do it. And hitting our steps every day and living out our habits, even though we were placed outside of our routine at the home. We were more likely to do it because we were together. Obviously, the learning came from everybody. And it sometimes we talk about how leaders are born at events. And it's not that we create these people who now Paige is going to be leading 10,000 people in a speech. She's not ready for that. But that first step to see what's possible, it's that climbing that tower, the view, you can go halfway, but you don't get the whole view. And
Right.
and when you get to that top of that tower, wow, it's like breathtaking. And just like it is to be around these individuals who value each other and value failing our way forward on this journey of life, and that it's all about, you can do it. That was said often. You can do it. And
You can do it.
again, maybe we'll have to show a picture later on this recording link, but it's powerful, and it's I just would love to invite more and more people to join us every year on this occasion to gather and grow.
I agree. For me, it was my first time at an event like this, and I was overwhelmed with, how everything played itself out, how accommodating everyone was, how supportive everyone was, and how open, in a group of people that, for the most part, were together maybe for the first time in quite a while, or the first time ever. The transparency of the conversations were very telling. And, I think it just goes to speak about the trilogy that we all try and follow with, is the healthy mind, the healthy body, and healthy finance. And, living that trilogy out live with people who support and embody what that means is truly amazing. But if you had to pick one moment that kind of stood out, whether it be a serious moment or a humorous moment, or something that happened with like an aha moment, do either of you have one like that just pops right into your head when you think about it?
I do. It's my story. My story evolved. And for 10 years, I've been sharing a story that wasn't complete. And I've changed. And being able to recognize that there was my story never ends, but your story can change, and it should change, because as we get healthier in different ways, we are different people. We're the better versions of ourselves. But I was leaving out a critical part of who I am and what I'm most excited about, and how far I've come in this trilogy with the people that I've spoken to. And so being able to say, wow, like all of these years, I just shared, if you will, 2/3 of it. Being able to come full circle and own it and enjoy it and be excited to share it, that was an aha moment for me.
Wow. Wow, that's powerful right there. Hey, Paige, how about you? Any aha moments that really stand out?
That I can do hard things. I've done hard things since the beginning of this. I know there's harder things down the road that I'm going to have to accomplish and to take on. To get to the ultimate page, and I'm ready after this weekend.
Yeah, yes, I agree. Doing hard things, that was a perfect segue because, the funny thing is that, most people would have had a real challenge with some of the hard things that we had to endure on our travel because our travel, as lovely as the event was, when we were live and in person, getting to and getting home were quite a different story, weren't they?
Yes. But we made the
So,
most of it. We had a lot of fun.
yeah, and Sharon, what was that page? What was that phrase that we kept saying to each other?
Go ahead.
All right. This actually, it's one of those right there, if you can see it.
It's a jotter downer, isn't
This
it?
is a jotter downer, but what we believe in our leadership, this is unique to all of us, is, oh, hey, Ben, you're on
Hi,
Facebook
Ben.
Live.
You're on
We're
Facebook
on
Live.
Facebook Live.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah. Anything you want to say to us? Oh, he walked away.
Ben,
Oh,
what do you want to say?
I don't know. What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about our trip.
Oh,
What did you do while we were away?
Yeah, what did you do?
I took care of the dogs. I had some people over, but overall just manning down the fort here.
awesome.
Yeah.
He took responsibility and he played above the line. Ah,
Good.
that's one of them,
Mhm.
right? But yeah, so one of the things that we talk about
Oh, I
are
got a
is
kiss.
that's so sweet. Um,
The whiskery one.
made me laugh. I'm not gonna come out. We seek growth. We embrace the obstacle as the way, and we hit obstacles.
We hit
Every
it out of the park.
obstacle.
We
For
hit
those
it
of
out of
you
the
who
park
have,
embracing obstacles. I mean, that was, we could have gotten a tattoo. Well, you want to show them off page?
no, we need to get a new one. All three of us, it needs to say planes, trains, and automobiles, because we did it all.
Yes, we did. You know, I'll just start off with the trip out, right? So our flights were all designed to leave early, arrive early, so that we had the rest of the day, whether we were going or coming. And, it started out wonderfully. We got to Philadelphia International, we got in a plane, we got to Chicago. Unfortunately, once we got to Chicago and got on the next plane, that's when things started to unravel. We ended up, time number one. Paige, did you want to take over?
I'm not a flyer, so there's medication involved getting Paige on the plane. We'll go on from there.
So we get on the plane, we think we're doing well, Paige is holding up pretty well. And next thing you know, we're going out, we're moving out in the line to take off to go to Des Moines. And what happens? We're number 2 in line, there's weather coming in, everybody's kind of saying, or what's going to happen? You can see the clouds, and the pilot announces that we've been rerouted yet again, and they've done some calculations and there's not enough fuel. So what happens? We have to go back to the gate. We
3
go back
hours
to the
later.
gate, and as we're heading back to the gate after being number 2 in line, we get 10 feet from the bridge when they announce that, we're sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot connect to the bridge because of the lightning. 3 hours later, we connect to the bridge to get fuel. And then they say that, we're sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're a little bit further down in line to get fuel. We're going to allow you to deplane. Only to wait 45 more minutes to get back on. Certainly, we embraced the obstacle. And thankfully, we got there and we were in really good spirits because we arrived. One of our partners in crime, per se, was there to pick us up. Everybody was just happy to see us arrive safe. And then we had to go home after all that fun stuff we just described. And we got there. We got up at 3 o'clock in the morning, Iowa time, to get to the airport to get on a very early flight, only to find out there was no pilot. There's no pilot for the plane that needed to leave. And sadly, there was no way to get to Chicago. And every time they told us how we were rebooked, it all revolved around us getting to Chicago. and we couldn't get to Chicago. And finally, after playing through various scenarios of going to other cities and taking the planes, the trains, and the automobiles to get home on Sunday, we said, let's go to a ball game. So we went to Guaranteed Rate Field, or for those longtime baseball fans, Comiskey Park in Chicago's South Side, and we watched those White Sox take on the Guardians. And what a great day. It wasn't really hot. It was very pleasant, and we made sure we got really good seats. And then we went out and had a wonderful dinner. There's a little story about luggage that we can leave out for the sake of time. But the next morning we got up, we got on a plane and got home. And the whole time, all we said was, embrace the obstacle. And we might have added, have fun. And I'm not good with quotes. So Sharon, can you share
And
that quote?
I
one more time?
actually cried because I was laughing so hard.
That's because every time you wanted to get upset, what was Sharon and I doing?
Make me, well, no, we were laughing. Yeah, we were laughing. I cried
Yeah.
because I was laughing so hard.
No, I'm talking about in the plane when you were looking for support, Sharon
I
and
mean,
I.
they were
seemed-
both passed out asleep. I had zero support. I'm sitting in the middle of the two of them. They're sleeping, so I just got a movie.
Yeah, so she had virtual support.
I had virtual support.
And, you know, I
So-
think when we were at, you know, we can't, Katri's a great example of things that we teach people or that we coach people on is we can't control the fact that there's no pilot. I can't
Right.
fly a plane and nobody else could fly the plane. And we approached the desk after some people were very agitated by this. I'm sure anybody who's watching this has had a travel issue in their past. And you probably
Yes.
can imagine what you felt in your system. And we were like, all right, there's no pilot. Let's figure out. I mean, we had to go west to go east. We had to go north to go south to go back east. And like none of it made sense, but we were like, okay, it is what it is. And even the staff, the agents at the desk were like, wow, you guys are like really nice and you're having fun. You're like, yeah, that's who we are. We're nice people. We have fun. We don't control those things. We can control our reaction to those things. And so this obstacle, we embraced it. We were like, what was Walt's idea? I've never been to that field and I've never been as low, as close to the field behind the home plate ever in my life in watching baseball games. So we seek growth. We look for ways to show up positive and we embrace the obstacles. We own it. We plow right through them and we don't cower away. Just like the tower stairs could be an obstacle for some people. No, because there were people there encouraging others and waiting.
Every single person on that bus made it to the top of that tower.
At least 50 plus people, right?
No
At
one
least.
left behind.
Yep.
No one left behind.
Absolutely. What an amazing thing. Which kind of reminds me, since that was really a really active moment for us, I heard a rumor somewhere that we have this 30-day active challenge. You know, for you, what do you guys consider active? What would active be if someone wanted to get involved in this challenge?
I walk every day. I was running a little bit and I'm hoping to get back to running, but right now I'm having a little bit of an issue with the hip and my one knee because, you know, I pound myself a little bit too hard when I'm out there every morning, but I plan to be back to running again. But so running, walking, I ride horses. Our son is moving out in a week and that area where he's taking some furniture is getting turned into my gym and I'm gonna get my weights going again and I'm gonna be starting to work on my guns again because they're starting to, you know, sag a little bit. So
Okay.
that-
I
Well-
didn't notice that, but if you say so.
Hey,
What about you, Sharon? What would active mean to you?
you know, active for me is actually tracking what you're doing, whether it's the habit of activity and exercise or a habit of hydration or a habit of sleep and energy, the habit of learning and being in, again, a growth mindset. And so for me, and I've challenged Paige on this as well, because we hold each other accountable, is, and we have a sheet, like everybody gets a challenge tracking sheet. And so for 30 days, you can track whatever habits you want to work on. It could be all of them. It could be one of them. And then you give yourself that feedback. And so what Paige and I have committed to daily personal development through our readings, through different sources. My exercise is 5 to 6 days a week, like Paige, and, you know, taking that up a notch. And for me also, I'm always working on my sleep habits, just because I was the former sleeping pill addict, and just because I don't use those, I still need to work on that. So it's really about tracking a habit, or an activity, being active and tracking an activity that leads you to better health. So that's a powerful process, because we get to do it together, right?
Yeah, I agree. I too am an avid walker. Look forward to riding some bikes in the next 30 days as well. And, you know, pretty soon, you know, I also ref football, so I'll be trying to get myself in condition to be able to do that. But, you know, for everyone who may be listening, you know, your activity is for you. Our message to you is to be active. You define active for you so that you can do it. But here's the cool thing about this. This is kind of the ancillary pieces of why would you want to investigate this. So first of all, you can go to the Coaching Couple Facebook page. It's a public page. You can look for our post about the active challenge. There's a registration form right on that active challenge document that, you know, you could submit. We'd ask you to send us a messenger message to say that, hey, I signed up, so that we can do the next phase, right? Because for signing up to be a part of this challenge, you are going to get 4 weeks of free health coaching from one of us. One of us 1 week, one of us all the time, whatever it might be, you're going to get that experiment, if you will, of working with a health coach who's focused on your self-care plan. And before the challenge starts, we're going to have a conversation with you about your healthcare plan and what you want to achieve, so we can hold you accountable. And it's absolutely free. The free discussion around a health survey that we have prepared that we'll share with you. The coaching is free, and all of communication, private Facebook community group. We'll invite you to our weekly community time, all to give you an idea of what it would be like to work and develop this self-care plan through the Habits of Health transformational system. Ladies, do you have anything to add about what that experience might be like?
Yeah, I've done a lot of challenges before, all different types, and they're fun. I mean, who doesn't want a little challenge in their life, right? A little competition, it's friendly. The thing is, what's different about this is it's not a competition against anybody in the group. It's for yourself. This is a self competition. So pick one thing, maybe it's just, I'm going to drink more water every day. And let us hold you accountable to that. Totally doable. And it might just surprise you how easy it is to create healthy habits.
Yep, I agree. Paige, what do you think? What would be the best part about an active challenge with a free health coach, free enthusiasm, and a little health survey review?
You get to talk to me. Do you see?
Whoa, man, I love this.
She just blew it out. She just blew the mic drop. That was the mic drop of all mic drops right there.
No, seriously, you know, it all starts with a coach. It all started with a coach for me. And I couldn't have gotten healthier without a coach. And that is, to me, the biggest part of this is having that person that you connect with and that you talk to every week.
Awesome. I don't think we can top that.
Not at all.
Like I said, just going to review real quick, everybody, and then one of you ladies can close us out. But Coaching Couple Facebook page, we'll repost the challenge link. There's a registration in there. Put a comment in the replay of this video, or put a comment in the challenge link so that we know that you're registered. We'll reach out to you, send us an instant messenger, however you choose, and, you know, take advantage. Free health coach once, 4 weeks, free health survey discussion around your goals, and an accountability partner to whatever you choose for you, because this is about you.
Fantastic. I don't think I could say anything any better than what just took place. And but I will say one more thing, and how awesome it is for me to see health changes that are so far beyond what any person thinks health really is. As a physician, my patients think one way about health. In here, to see the transformation in the two of these incredible people, and that they're still just at the very beginning of the first summit and they're making their way to the next one. It's exhilarating. It really is. That all I have to do is think about, damn, Paige saying that's the best thing about it. You get to talk to me. Like, that's, she would not have said that a long time ago. And it
No.
has nothing to do with what you weigh on the scale, and it has nothing to do with how big your muscles are. It's the happiness and the health that comes from here. And that's what we want to help people with. So thank you so much, everybody, for listening in. We are downloading these into a YouTube channel, so stay tuned until I figure out that technology. And hopefully we can get some followers there. And we'll see you all next week.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
And everyone.